will increase because of this module. That is the main thing. The goal is working towards some benchmarks and mobility. Mobility, I said, multinational companies or students can go. They can get higher education admissions in premier institutions, top-notch, top world-class institution. They can easily get the admission. This is what is the it recognizes the substantial equivalence. Their degree is equivalent to our degree. Otherwise, what is happening is after completing 4 years course in India, if you want to go to abroad, they have to pursue some more courses to get equivalency of their degree. See, that's why this is one platform. The institution who are having the MBA accreditation in top institution, they can get almost our degree is equivalent to their degree. That is one of the important where the students will be benefited. A 4-year or a 2-year PG or even PhD programs or even postdoctoral fellow programs also. This is what just now I mentioned. After 20, up to the first revision, second revision, third revision of NBA formats, they are continuously changing. But they are taking time, 2014 to 2019, 19 to 11, 11, 12, 13, then 15. Either 2 years, 4 years period they have taken. But nowadays, they are changing, let us say 6 months or even 1 year also. May not be major changes, minor changes, dynamically they are changing. That's why we call it is a dynamic NBA format, not a static nature. That is one thing we should know. We should know we have to see that how best the modifications we have to gear up and implement in our institution. See, as for criteria are concerned, the PEOs, these are the long-term statements. Once the student completed the program, either UG mechanical or ECE or computer science, how long sustain with the tools and hands-on experience and whatever the technical skills and other skill set which we have provided, even there is a market demand changing, how the student will be sustained. What is the sustainability? Whether it's 5 years or 7 years or 10 years, you have to monitor. That is what is the program educational objective. It is a long-term statement. With the tools, even there is a market change, how long the student will shift from one place to the other place, and sustainability with the same skills what we have provided. Whereas criteria 2, that is where the criteria 1 from tier 1, tier 2, there lies a difference in the marks because curriculum and other things are not there in your control. That's why there is a slight variation. Program outcomes are, this is defined by Washington Accord. There are graduate attributes which are defined in a global level. Accordingly, we have to formulate. NBA made 12 are for professional courses, especially engineering courses. 12 are mandatory, in tune with graduate attributes. In the present, earlier they allowed 9, 10, 11, like that you can use. But now the program outcomes, you have to keep 12. There is one more related to this, they have added program specific outcomes. Suppose if you take a computer science, KIPM College of Engineering Technology, out of, let us say, 100 faculty, 20 are in cybersecurity, PhD, and that area is strong. Or data analytics, one area group is strong, or artificial intelligence, machine learning. See, then related to those 3 areas, you can frame some outcomes, program-specific outcomes. You have R&D, research, development, innovation facilities are there. Maybe some projects are there. If you, wherever, not only the computer science, in any branch, if you are very good, that area you can project 1 or 2, 3 or program-specific outcomes, which are flexible. But the program outcomes are fixed 12 number, which are in tune with graduate attributes, which are defined by NBA as per Washington Accord, which are almost equal to our level, the other institutions are following. The curriculum is the next part where you have to, what is your involvement? Even if you are not designing a curriculum, but what is your involvement? How you are identifying the gap, where you are projecting at proper place, how you are meeting strong learners, slow learners, advanced learners, fast learners, slow learners. And if academically weak students, slow learner, how we are supporting. If advanced learner, how we are encouraging further beyond syllabus. These all issues which we have to consider, and how to link with this curriculum with, that is where course outcomes. Each course have outcomes, and each unit or section or any some module, the learning outcomes from the course outcomes, from course outcomes to program outcomes mapping, etc., and attainment calculations. These all are related with the second and third criteria. Second is program outcomes, program specific outcomes. Third is curriculum. And 4 is student achievements, 5 is faculty achievements, 6 is department facilities, 7 the continuous improvement in each case. Related to 1, 2, 3 criteria, what is the continuous improvement? Related to student achievements, what is the continuous improvement? And related to faculty also, what is the continuous improvement? These are some of the things which we have to concentrate. Then in the now it is a 10 criteria continuous improvement. It is modified. Now we are following instead of 8, 9, 7 is academic support. Continuous improvement will going into the 7. See, like this, marks are dynamically changing. Now it is a 10 criteria which we are following. The tier 1 and tier 2. Like this. This is the criteria now we are following. The earlier we are following 9 criteria. So now latest version is this. The department specific 1 to 7 and 8 to 10 is the institution specific. For tier 1, tier 2 only vision and mission, there is a slight variation. Program curriculum, there is a slight variation. And course outcomes, program outcomes. Which how attainment and course outcomes attainment, program outcomes attainment, assessment, how we are doing and how we are measuring. That is where the lot of marks are there. The remaining student achievements in the private college or affiliate college, you can concentrate more where the 150 marks are given. And faculty contributions, faculty outcomes in terms of teaching, learning, evaluation, and research development, innovation, and the faculty appraisal, how it is going. These all we have to consider. In the facilities anyway, every institution have reasonable facilities and also non-teaching staff. That is where the technical staff, technical non-teaching staff, and everywhere you have to show the continuous improvement. Then first year, student support systems in the college level, and what is the governance your management is following regarding welfare of the faculty, students, and non-teaching, and so what are the supports, financial support, salaries, and other things, how they are paying, increments, as well as promotions. These all will be considered in the 10th criteria. So this is what the basic thing. The input output based education and outcome based education, both are different. Earlier is there are some inputs, some are outputs. Student graduating, getting pass marks and success rate, percentage. Now that is what is the old model of accreditation, the 9 criteria which I have shown. You have finances, you have lab equipment, you have infrastructure, faculty and student. You are getting degrees and you are graduating students. And but what is the skill set we are providing in addition to the subjects what you are teaching, learning? See, that is what is now the difference is in the outcome based education. OBE, it is a student centric, whereas earlier is a faculty centric. The old system. Now, whatever the student want, we are in a position to change accordingly. We depend on the market demand, like quality assurance, ranking, some benchmarking, and continuous improvement. And that is one thing which we have to mainly quality assurance. You have to give to all the stakeholders. Where you are very good. You have to take. If I want to take decision at your institution, now it is not allowed. You have to take feedback from students, faculty, supporting staff, industry, employees, parents, government, and society. Most of the institution, what they are doing is they are taking name for namesake the feedbacks they are considering, but some are fabricating the feedbacks. But if you do reasonably the correct feedback, that will give a lot of improvement and development of the institution. That is what the this is where if you correctly public perception and student perception, parent perception, entire legal system, judiciary, and administrative bureaucrats, politicians, and parents all has to accept your policies. They have to give a good feedback about your institution. This is where a lot of weightage is there, where in program outcome attainment calculation you have to involve them, direct indirect assessments, and course outcomes also. You have to inform time to time to your parents, your son is getting this much, your daughter is getting this much, where they are weak, where they are strong. And this accreditation will give branding and recognition to your institution. The foreign students may come and join in your institution. India also top-notch students will come and join in your institution. In UP, if you are NBA accredited, you will get good number of students. And I already mentioned degree equivalence. Because of that, migration is easy possible. The gap year can be, you can introduce 1 year. You can give a break. A bright student is there. You want to start an industry, even with an innovative idea, you can allow him on 1 year. Then again, you can allow him to complete the degree. It is a sustainable and reliable model because you are monitoring program educational objectives. You students, you are tracking. Graduates will be recognized globally. You will get a lot of skills related to discovery, creative, the innovative, and by using this, the holistic development of the student can be enhanced. And a lot of placement companies are coming if you are NBA accredited. See, like this, if I can make a list, a lot of advantages are there. And then next point is employment engineering students are a great challenge. Not only simply getting a placement. India, it is a demographic dividend. A lot of youngsters are there. That is one advantage, even if it is a too much populated country. Like after China, we are the number 2 population. But a lot of youth is there. That is an advantage. You know very well Industry 4.0 or in Education 4.0. Lot of even NEP, National Education Policy 2020, has given a lot of emphasis for digital initiatives, digital tools. And COVID has also given one opportunity to accustom with the. Now I'm in Visakhapatnam, Andhra, you are in UP. Now we are interacting because of this is the technology. Now that is where the entire world is. You can stay in India, work for other countries. Lot of job potential. Even automation. Why I'm saying automation? Because of automation or digital tools, lot of involvement of manpower is reducing. That means indirectly job potential is reducing. Even then, our Indians are very good. They are committed. They are hard work nature. Everybody looking for Indians. That's why for our student, job is not a problem. Only if they have a skill set. There are, if you see the CA report or FICCI report or national report, lot of job opportunities are there. In the next year, 20 lakhs jobs may be in this particular field. That is what the NASCOM and other people are surveying, even if you can refer their website. See, that is where we can make the demographic dividend is an advantage because of young country. And if you are our student coming from India, they may not give much weightage GRE TOEFL if your institution is accredited by NBA. It is a non-linear approach, not like a linear approach. You can do a lot of government of India is supporting a lot of innovation, incubation, startups, and invention, commercialization product. You can prepare our students in that direction. You will get eligibility to enjoy all these fruits once you have NBA. Otherwise, you will be in a back door. See, the benefits of this NBA is demonstrate accountability. The public, you are accountable to the public, serving to the society with some commitment and some excellency. Strengthen the consumer confidence. If my son can join here, a parent can feel proud that he may not bother about, will come with good results and good placements, good skills. See, like that, lot of advantages are there, lot of benefits are there from this outcome-based education. What are the need of challenges from input output to outcome-based education? That is what left is input output, right is outcome-based. From grading to assessment. Assessment means by using a Bloom's taxonomy, you have to cognitive level, you have to identify the student level, skill set. Higher order level, lower order level are there. That you can do the assessment, not only allotting the marks of 3, 4, or 9, or 8, or 10. Scoring right or wrong answer, that is the input output. Now considering the whole reasoning process, that's what the higher order skills, lower order skills of Bloom's taxonomy. Comparison of students. Here we have to compare with their first class, second class. But whereas in outcome-based education, we comparing with the measurable outcomes in terms of reasoning, as well as in terms of marks, as well as in terms of curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular activities, in terms of parents' feedback. Whereas the input-output is a secretive, exclusive, it is a public, open, participative, because we are involving all the stakeholders. They also feel happy, and it is embedded type of things, so it is helping the students. Whereas earlier, the one is faculty-centric, now it is a student-centric. That's what the major differences between every institution. They have to do a SWOT analysis. What are your strengths, weaknesses, and opportunity threat? Now the people are calling it SWOT instead of SWOT. Strengths, weakness, opportunities, and challenges. First, you have to define your vision and mission. What are the program educational objectives, program outcomes? Then mapping between all these, between program education POs and learning outcomes to POs, course outcomes, and like that. You have to do and see what is the continuous improvement by involving the stakeholders. Whatever I mentioned, this, if your foundation should be very strong, your core should be give good outcomes. If that is very good, obviously you will achieve good program outcomes and program educational objectives, and achieve your department vision mission in tune with the institution vision and mission. This is the main the process of NBA outcome-based education in criteria 1, 2, 3. But we have visited a number of institutions. Most of the institutions, they are not making much concentrate on the actual practice, hands-on practice. Only they are confined to the documentation. Even if I can interact with the stakeholders, the response is very poor. They are saying we are involving stakeholders. Student exit survey, parent survey, employee survey, industry alumni survey, employer survey. But these surveys, when we interacted, they are saying that we are not involved much. They have not asked for us. So these are the responses what we are getting when we interact with the stakeholders. If you really practice this part, definitely you will achieve very good outcomes and achieve good goals of your whatever the objectives kept, you really achieve. See, the key conscientious outcome is you have to design the first, what is your vision and mission accordingly, but implementation is from top to bottom. The designing from the implementation from bottom to top, and designing from top to bottom, like that. You have to start with and the graduate attributes I already mentioned. You have to make your program outcomes, but it has to satisfy all 12 graduate attributes. That is what you can make it. Then to assess generally program education objectives, it will take 4 to 5 years. I mentioned nowadays people are preferring even 7 years because market demand is continuously changing. And the program outcomes, after getting graduation, he has to get all this. Course outcomes. In a particular curriculum, you may have 80 courses, including theory and lab. In a semester, on average, 5+3 or 6+2, whatever it may be. 8 into 7 semesters or 8 semesters, including project, it is coming around 70 to 80 average. Either the 3 credit course or 4 credit course or 2 credit course. Accordingly, the number of courses may be around 70 to 80. Like nowadays, minus majors we are calling as per the new education policy, national education policy. That may change. So this is what the process you have to achieve finally with your course outcomes, program outcomes, program educational objectives. You have to get your vision and mission. Something like it is a plug which we are keeping. You have to energize the entire family, creating these sparks at course level, then program level. Then you have to trace our student, what they are doing to achieve our vision and mission. That's what a graduate attribute. Same thing, what I already explained, I am giving in a schematic representation to get a clear clarity. See, now let us see what is the mapping of COs and POs. Suppose a particular course and it course outcomes and program outcomes. Each course have some outcomes, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 course. You have that flexibility is there. There is no rigid rule. You have to use this number of course outcomes. But it should be a single digit is always better, because you have to do a mapping. We can do easily. When you're entering the outcome-based level, better to take 4, 5, 6 like that. You can keep course outcomes. If you are already practicing, you can modify also after certain cycle. Then what is the strong contribution? What is the weak contribution? What is no contribution? Accordingly, you have to do the mapping of all your courses. For a particular program, how many number of courses are there? Everyone should map. There is no course without mapping. That is what is the meaning. You have to map, and number of mapping points is to achieve your vision and mission. Every institution have to follow some process of defining and vision mission, and proper documentation should be there. This is flexible. What are the committees you are putting? That is your choice. And how many brainstorming meetings which you have conducted, and it is the advisory committee or department level committee or departmental committee or DRC committee, department research committee. And have you taken inputs from internal, external? So internal means within your family, students and faculty and non-teaching, and external means parents, alumni, and employers, industry, all people. Then accordingly, you have to see that we have prepared your vision and this is strategic plan. This is one of the module. Then what is your mission of the institution and vision of the institution department? You have to see that whatever you are doing, you have to achieve the mission of the institution. Similarly, the vision. For example, a particular case, you see the vision is empowerment through knowledge to be a leader amongst the engineering institution in India, and global level also offering value-based world-class education and consultancy research. See, like that. Accordingly, what is your mission? And good and dedicated efforts of quality education, promote research development, because you made world-class education as well as consultancy. In higher education, only teaching, learning, evaluation is not the part. You have to do research development, innovation also. See, like that, you can make some points which we can do with what mission we can achieve the vision. Then what are the department goals? Long-term goals, and in a strategic plan, you have to do the SWOT analysis, identify the strengths, weakness, opportunity, challenges. Then you accordingly how to convert weakness into strengths, and strengths into some higher level in the global nation. You have to make some short-term goals and long-term goals. Prepare a roadmap also to achieve that. Related to, I made some of the things like research development, industry institute interaction, but accordingly your requirement, you have to modify that. What are your goals and how to achieve that? To achieve what is the department growth you have to achieve to fulfill those long-term goals, and what the student to be done, what the faculty to be done, what are the ranks at and what is the collaboration, MOUs, networking you have to do. These all and state-of-art facilities like Center of Excellences, by getting a projects or how to do the research, consultancy, development, some innovation. Now the stakeholders, in internal stakeholders, you have to involve governing body. You have to inform whatever you are doing. It should be recorded in their governing body meetings. Management provides necessary infrastructure and financial assistance to implement all this. Student end products, beneficiary of education system, because whatever we are doing, the beneficiary is the student, and indirectly the country will be benefited. If student is benefited, again the country will be benefited. You may be doing national or global level, doing something that will give name and fame to the country, as well as the state, as well as to the institution, as well as their parents, as well as their village. This is what the cyclic process. And faculty and supporting staff. Suppose if faculty are good, infrastructure is not good, financial resources are not good, you may not achieve the good results. These all has to be formed as an ecosystem. Then external, alumni, parents, employer, professional bodies, and industry, academia, research development organizations, etc. These are the external stakeholders you have to involve. The sample size is your choice. how many members you can get information. You design a template, you send to them. In every case, PEOs, POs, CEOs, OBE format, as well as about results, about your faculty and infrastructure of department, as well as college and your governance. You have to inform every step to them and ask their feedback. Then monitoring. The regulating bodies you have to fulfill, either Ministry of Education or AICT or UGC or even any state government norms, central government norms, and the Department of Technical Educations in the state level. Whatever the rules they are framing, you have to obey. We have to obey. They will monitor. We cannot deviate that part. Then process of establishing PEOs. Once the administrative system, administrative system, and institution vision and mission and department vision and mission by collecting feedbacks in tune with graduate attributes. So you have to frame by involving what is the future. Our student can. Is it possible by changing the market demand? Accordingly, you have to frame your process. This is a generalized case I given. You can modify as per your. This PPT will be given to your sir. You can share and see accordingly. You can modify it to your system. This criteria one is PEOs. In that, the definition variation of PEOs, PEO mapping, vision and mission, and there is a assessment and evaluation consistency, proper mapping to be done between these two. PEOs, vision and mission. Suppose, let us say, for example, PEO 1, it is exhibiting their synthesizing, analyzing, problem solving skills using fundamentals of math, science, and engineering. From this, when you want to do a mapping, you have to identify what are the keywords, the fundamental knowledge, problem solving skills. Core strength, higher academic pursuits. And there multi-disciplinary approach, design and development, continuous. Like that, you have to identify some keywords, then map these keywords with the vision and mission. That is a better way of doing like this. The keywords, key components, and let us say fundamental knowledge, problem solving, core strength, which we already identified here. I'm quoting here. And then with the department, quality education, core values, lifelong learning, research, professional interface, I am measuring what is the strong connectivity, what is the moderate connectivity. This scale you can use a 3-point or a 5-point, and that is your choice. The PEOs also to 3 or 4 or 5, not more than that. Otherwise, you have to do a lot of mappings. This is what is the first criteria. Then the assessment you have to do. Assessment criteria, half-yearly are you doing, annually you are doing result analysis. If it is a semester system, you have to do semester-wise. Finally, results, their feedback, and relate to fundamental knowledge and problem-solving skill. There is a committee, what they are doing, what action plan, and what are the assessment tools. Suppose if the weak students is there, or a particular course, number of students are failed. Still, like that, in a degree, still failure rate is, success rate is very poor, failure rate is high. What to be done? So these are some of the areas where we have to concentrate. Suppose first PEO, fundamental knowledge, problem solving skills, fundamental knowledge, problem solving skills. This is the 8 assessment criteria is applied. Finally, result, feedback, and that those are the parameters we have taken. Either it can be committee can be monitored half-yearly or annually in form of program assessment committee, alumni committee, training and placement department. Then these are the tools: performance in program through result analysis, alumni survey. See, like that you can make. These all are flexible. Accordingly, you have to design. See, then attainment you have to calculate. Attainment is, suppose if it is a alumni survey 40% is given, parent survey 20%. Like that, you have to specify the percentage. Then another point, 3-point scale I adapted 1, 3, 5. If more than 70% of final year result, I am making satisfactory. Otherwise, average. Otherwise, less than 50. Or you can use even point scale. Accordingly, you have to calculate what is the attainment percentages. Then calculate the total percentage average of this. And finally, you have to see that what are the attainment levels. PEOs, you have to calculate attainment, COs, and program outcomes or program specific outcomes. This is how the attainment you can. This is what is the criteria one. Generally, in your case, it is a 60 marks. The criteria one will be instead. Now, program outcomes. This is where the criteria 2 starts with gate attributes as per Washington Accord towards NBA. These are the 12 are specified: engineering knowledge, problem analysis skills, solving skills, solutions, complex problem solving. What are the tools uses? Modern tools like ICT enabled tools and other tools. How we are involving in the teaching, learning, evaluation. How we are connecting the society. How we are making environment sustainability, environment production. What are the caretaking in the curriculum and while delivery. Ethics, values, morals nowadays is making mandatory. And personality development, communication skills, and team leadership, how we are building, how it is incorporated in curriculum, like entrepreneurship skills, how we are providing. Not all job seekers, some are job creators. What are the support you are doing? In similarly, project management, live projects, any within the campus or outside the campus or industry facing problems, so how we are taking, and how long it will lifelong learning, how we are for Washington Accord towards outcome-based education. See, now mapping has to be done, PEOs with GS, graduate attributes. These are the graduate attributes. We have to do program educational objectives as well as POs, COs, are graduate attributes are same. See, like this, you make each subject, each course to map this. They earlier already mentioned these are some of the skills what we identified. Now, program outcomes. Once you define a graduate attributes, again committees are there: program coordinator, program assessment committee, department level committee, institute level committee. How number of meetings, collecting views by conducting number of brainstorming discussion. Then how it is in tune with your GAs, department vision and mission, institution vision with the stakeholders involvement. See, like this, you make some process chart. And important point, what is called the course file. In the course file, what are the things to be incorporated? This is what we are implementing in teaching learning. See, one is subject preference by faculty as related to their field of study or providing allotting the subject or not. Subject allotment. Planning course by subject teacher, particular class, particular topic I'm teaching. In one class, are you giving about this outcome-based education, COs, POs? Because see, there are 6 teachers are going in every semester, or 5 teachers. Like that, 8 semesters are there. 40 courses, 50 teachers. In addition to labs, on average, 70 times you are going to the class before completing the day. If every teacher can discuss about this process, about COs, course objectives, core outcomes, learning outcomes, program educational objectives, graduate attributes, then student know what is the use of this OB. But most of the when we are visiting institution, when we interacted with the students are not opening their mouth because this is not practically implementing. That's where you have to see in the course itself, plan course by subject teacher, one period to be discussed how the framing of COs is done, mapping is done, and the gaps are identified, how it is fulfilled. Preparation of teaching plans based on academic calendar, because the university may be giving academic calendar, you have to follow that. How we are incorporating in the flexibility part. Then how we are executing experimental laboratories, facilities, classroom facilities. How we are setting the question papers, internal, external, by following Bloom's taxonomy to check the cognitive levels of the student, not only the marks, their higher order level, lower order skills, how to monitor. So this is what again feedback. In addition to identify fast and slow learners, collect the feedback, and at the end of this exit, you have to take exit survey. In addition to that, your content, your subject material. What is the material you are supplying to the student? What is the material you are following? What are the books? These all you have to put in the course file through this is the process what you have to follow to teaching learning. Now let us how the PO assessment methodology. The program outcomes are program specific outcomes. There are direct assessment or indirect. You can see 60-40 or 70-30 or 80-20. This is not like your marks. Marks distribution may be internal mark 30, external marks 70, or external marks 80, internal marks 20, or 40 on external. That weightage is different. But direct tools like theory courses, lab courses, project work, internship, industrial visits, what is the weightage you are giving? That is maybe 70 or 80. Because it is a continuous evaluation. You are conducting a that's why you can there is a showcase, you can do connectivity, good connectivity. Whereas indirect is at the end of the course you are conducting exam only one exam, external exam. There you can't do much if you want to calculate the attainment. Then whereas the indirect assessment is co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities, and left is only curriculum part direct, and other right is the feedback, co-curricular and extracurricular. Or you can do interconnectivity like this, direct and indirect measurement by using student reports, examiner reports, stakeholders feedback, course review reports, based on you can assess the strategy. Once we know that, what are the other tools can be considered? Like courses, project, internship, self-study courses, employability skill courses, skill-oriented courses, and technical skill, as well as the soft skills, 21st century skills. Those all are direct. Indirect is all surveys, exit survey, alumni survey, employer survey, guest lectures, add-on courses, beyond syllabus, applying any content or material, project exhibition models, participating in different events, and seminar, workshops, quizzes, PPTs, posters, like that. The NSS activities, NCC, alumni meets, cultural meets, tech fest, cultural fest, and these are the things where the cultural, tech, and sports incorporating. These all you have to involve in the attainment calculation. So this is what the attainment university curriculum, Bloom's taxonomy, that is your choice. Curriculum is university, but how we incorporating the Bloom's taxonomy? Then the definition of the course outcomes, the mappings, what is the mapping matrix, then finalization of the that part. This is where what is the weightage, whether X1 part and X2 part. X1 is POs, that is criteria, three criteria, and surveys, so exit survey and other things X2. How much is you are giving weightage to X1 and how much you are giving weightage to X2. That is where the rubrics you have to follow, the proper rubrics. Courses mapping and data gathering, term test, assignment, tutorial, CO attainment you have to do by using all this. Then by using student performance project evaluation, you have to do attainment of POs and PSOs. Then you have to give weightage, X1 weightage for that. Then feedback analysis, surveys, extra co-curricular activities, indirect surveys, student survey, co-curricular, extracurricular activities. Some weightage you have to give. Multiply this. It can be 80-20 or 70-30, 60-40. See, like that the attainment can be calculated. These are the program outcomes. Some of the thing and ability to apply knowledge of computing, mathematics, science, and engineering fundamentals appropriate to mechanical engineering, or is electrical, or electronics, or computer science. These are 12 we have to frame in tune with the graduate attributes. This 12 number is specific fixed. Program specific outcomes depend upon the strength of the department you have to modify. So this is what all are interlinking parameters. When you're designing one thing, you have to think about others also. What is the meaning of this? Then mapping to be done, course outcomes to program outcomes, from educational objectives, program educational objective to your vision and mission of the department, and vision and mission of department to vision and mission of institution. You have to prepare the articulation matrices also, like this. PEO1, PEO2 already I explained with program outcomes. Earlier only PEOs with core values. We now map with POs, 12 POs by following any scale, strong, medium, or weak, etc. Like that you have to follow. This is how you have to give some weightages by taking a feedback. Indirect method and direct method you can use. Direct assessment and indirect assessment we can do, and do the mapping. direct and indirect, by solving different surveys. And accordingly, you have to calculate what is the percent you got, whether it's strong or whether if 70% above is strong or 80% above is accordingly, whether achieved. If he not achieved is also not a problem. But you have to showcase what is the reason. Again, how to improve. For that you have to make some plan. Then course outcomes, it should be a student focused, not professor focused or not faculty centric. That means learning, not coverage or oriented. Alignment between course and program. In the institution level, you have to reflect, focus on abilities. Central to the discipline, you have to concentrate, relate to course outcomes. Get students for what is important in that particular. And what is the another aspect of learning is new models of thinking, like by using creative thinking or flipped classrooms, or what are the by using ICT tools, how the animations and other things we can measure. These are some of the things, instead of using age-old the tools, what we are following, that may not be considered. Like that, you have to calculate the course outcomes, course attainments, program attainments. You have to just now explain percentages. You have to calculate. Similarly, course outcomes by assignments and by quizzes, by mid examinations, by end examinations. How by incorporating that, you have to calculate that. These are some of the CO assessment tools. End of course surveys, student in lab rubrics as well as theory rubrics, internal marks, semester and performance end exams, and the course performance plots, feedbacks, and other things. The curriculum feedback, teaching learning feedback, these all together we have to consider. Other assessment method, direct and indirect, whereas direct is exams, assignment, project, tutorial, labs, and presentation, where indirect assessment is surveys. Again, here also you have to use the survey, or how your son is, a daughter is feeling, your particular student, about a particular teacher, is teaching, learning, and evaluation. And the assessment tools for other PEOs I already mentioned. But here important point is you have to conduct number of meetings, brainstorming meetings, and PO assessment tools already mentioned. See, now you have to see the summary of this. What is the assessment tool PEO, and assessment frequency, yearly or monthly, or assessment by institution or a faculty or a department particular, and who is reviewing committee. That is, you have to do auditing, proper auditing, internal audit as well as external audit to be done. See, then these are the surveys for each PEOs. What is the weightage I have to give for surveys? COs, what is the weightage? What is the assessment tools? Then curriculum, each module, like how much is involvement, professional core electives, open electives, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary, what is the weightage you are giving, in addition to the basic skills. See, that's what you have to see, because it may not be in your control, but see the standard norm is university fixing curriculum, but mostly universities are following some of these types of patterns. See, suppose if you take a particular course design, automotive, the student want to go in automotive field. You have to picture while teaching the subject itself, you have to give that industrial exposure also. In India, these are the areas where it's very good, like Greater Noida or Gurgaon in Delhi, Maruti and other companies are there, and Calcutta, Chennai, Bangalore, and Pune. And these are some of the, like that you have to specify that these are the companies where India's automotive are very strong. By some of these, Volkswagen or a Tata Motors or a Fiat or a, like that you have specify who are the companies. While in teaching itself, you have to mention this. Always rubrics is there. Suppose the assignment submitted, some marks. In laboratory, observation, some marks. Experimentation completed and results got some marks. He has maintained observation, done experiment, but is not achieved result. Like that, you have to give some marks, some rubrics sheet to be prepared for theory course as well as laboratory course. Like this. Suppose drawing illustration point very well. There is evidence of use. I am giving 4 weightages. Good drawing. They add meaning of the project and show an understanding of what to be done. A drawing had some meaning but could not be more complete. See, like that, you have to give some scale. Accordingly, the rubrics, some scale should be followed. That either theory or a practical course. So this is all from my side for today. The outcome-based education. Instead of one direction, now it is open for discussion. That is where what you required, and as per discussion with our dean, this is the part which I delivered. But if you want to excel NBA, one thing you have to clear. I am given 7 outcome-based education. You have to work by 24/7. Even if you are going home enjoying with the family, you have to think about something how that part can be implemented in the institution level. You have to think about something. See, with this, now I am stopping my side. If you have any questions are there, now let us by clarifying those doubts. That is a better way. What I am thinking. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Now it is open for discussion. Any question and answer.
Hello.
Tell me, sir.
Sir, Ranjit Rai from CS department.
Tell me.
Sir, I want to know that course exit survey is mandatory for attendance, sir, indirect attendance.
Yes. Because course exit survey is given by the final year student.
Only final year student, sir.
Only final year student. Each course exit survey you have to take. Program exit survey will be given by the final year student. Course exit by every student has to give.
Sir, I want to know about course exit survey.
Course exit survey, generally the people will follow twice in a semester or monthly once regarding 2 things. One is teaching learning. The second one is the curriculum. You have to collect both course exit survey, both. But frequency is your choice.
Okay, sir.
I visited Stanford University. They are collecting course survey on every class. At the end of the class, the student, when is faculty taking attendance, at that time, the laptop, the total screen is divided into 60 screens, and they will give a feedback immediately about that class. That will be cumulatively, they will consider as a course exit survey for the entire semester. That's why the choice is yours, whether it's a twice in a semester or once in a semester or 4 times in a semester, but mandatory. You have to collect the course exit survey.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Because course outcomes, you have to use that as a tool, one of the tool. Program outcomes, you have to use program exit survey. That is given by the final years. Okay, sir.
Sir,
is it clear?
This is Zahid. Sir,
Tell me.
is it mandatory for that all the stakeholders which we have mentioned in our records in SAR that they are present at the time of visit, external stakeholder like employer?
What I'm saying, depend upon your energy level. If you collect more sample, it is always better, because the same data you can use for NRF also. Public perception, society connected activities. You have to nowadays that is mandatory. Even NIRF for National Education Policy, the involving stakeholders. The sample sizes depend upon your limitation.
Yes, sir.
Nowadays, Google Forms are there. Only you have to maintain their phone number and email. You send if you ask feedback, your alumni, your family member, you give the feedback. The employer who is taking your students, he will give a feedback. Parent definitely will give a feedback. That may be positive, negative. You have to take as a in the sportive manner. That definitely helpful to your system. Not for NBA or not for NAC or not for NRF. But please see that if you implement that correct way of getting a feedback, that will give a lot of boost to your institution to go in the correct direction.
Sir, my question is physical presence on the day of visit. Day of visit, sir.
That's what I'm saying. If suppose you are given a sample of 20 alumni, 10 parents, 5 employers, in that even when I'm expert, I'm coming. Even one of them, even out of total 100, even if not seen 10 or 20, then it is a hard mismatch. On that day, all the 100 may not be there. Minimum 10, 20, 30 should be there on that day. You have to see such combination. Is it clear, sir?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Another question, sir. What is the critical document from criteria 9 and 10 is required, sir? Critical document. That is most important.
Criteria 9, criteria 9, 7, 8 anyway. This criteria 9 is your mainly governance part. Criteria 10 is governance part, sir.
Sir, that is most important.
Most important is your BOG minutes, Board of Government minutes.
Yes, sir.
Board of Government related to main minutes related to program outcomes, course outcomes, and strategic plan. Mainly, first is strategic plan. Whether the strategic plan is approved in the BOG meeting or not.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Separately, POs, COs, course outcomes, resolution, everything is coming.
Yes, sir.
And your welfare of your faculty, welfare of the school, and welfare of the non-teaching. What is your policies? Those are recorded minute to minute in your BOG minutes. And
Yes.
what is your financial input and what is the financial output flow? That is what is called the auditing.
Yes, sir.
The financial auditing. These are some of the key points you have to see that in criteria 10.
Clear, sir.
Next. Any
Yes.
other?
Sir. What is the question?
Any other?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
It's been a very fascinating and informative session. And on behalf of Mechanical Engineering Department, KIPM College of Engineering Technology, and the entire fraternity of the institution, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our Chief Guest Speaker, Ramji sir, who spared his time from his busy schedule and graced his session and sharing up his expertise and experiences with us today. And I also
One of my another advice is this course you can make this particular lecture you can make one Google form and collect a feedback from all your faculty.
Yes,
It can be positive or it can be negative. That also you can keep in your file.
Okay, sir.
Because how you are trained in faculty towards NBA, that to be from outside experts as well as from internal experts. You have to train your entire family. For that, you can showcase all this. Collect the feedback from all the faculty. How it is useful this lecture to the Department of Mechanical Engineering.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. Sir, only one thing, please excuse us because our firewall is not allowing to video. That's why the video and streaming is not. But the audio is okay, I hope.
Okay,
My
sir.
lecture.
No problem, sir.
My video is because of a university making some firewalls, it is not allowed. That's the reason.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir. No issue.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Of the